Welcome back to Indigo Moon, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. So, a previous recording, I was speaking of some things that were happening in the neighborhood. My mother had decided, she met with other people in the neighborhood and decided to get a group together called Tenant Patrol. And they were the ones who were responsible for staying up and making sure that they stood by the front entrance of the building and made sure that people coming in were people who actually belonged there. And if they did not belong there, someone else had to come down and sign them into the building. And she did this during the same time the whole Twinkie situation happened. She did this because she wanted to improve the neighborhood. The neighborhood was getting bad, and people were robbing or stealing and breaking into homes, and she really felt that this was a need for us to actually step up and make certain changes in the neighborhood, which was great. So during this time was the same time that I didn't have any money to go down to the store with my friends, and I ended up eating that Twinkie. Now that Twinkie was not purchased at the time, and I felt really awful because I really should have. I didn't have any money, and everyone in the neighborhood, when they found out about it, kept giving the gentleman at the store a dime. And afterwards, I had to come clean, with the story as to why I did it. And I did not have a reason to why I did it. I just had to be on punishment or what have you. But it taught me a valid lesson. And when I look back, I have to say, all of these lessons, me doing that, was a form of me not having money and feeling incomplete. It's not a good feeling to be, sometimes when you're poor or you don't feel, the family doesn't have any money, that's still no good excuse to take something that does not belong to you. But when I look at the patterns, okay, my mother had the pattern where her friend in grade school had money and she took it, and then she had to return the money because she felt bad because the girl defended her. And to defend her when she took the money, she just felt so guilty, so she turned it in. My brother, who decided to take a dollar bet, jump off the side of the, where the cliff was, because no one put a barrier up there. We have to look at the messages that we're sending to our children. Nobody should ever feel like they're unworthy or should feel as though they are. Like when you tell your children we don't have any money or, we can't afford that, we have to look at the messages that we're sending these children, to feel like you're unworthy of anything. God is our Father. He gave us so much. And nobody should ever feel depleted or feel like they're not worthy of anything, Now, these different examples are, again, lessons so people can live vicariously through us, learn from our mistakes of the past, okay? Now, the great thing was that she did the tenant patrol, whatever. I had to do what we might call, community duty, because I had to help one of the ladies in the building behind that as well. Selfless service, sometimes, we have to do that as well. But either way, it was all learning, all lessons to be learned from. Now, again, that day I had to go downstairs to get the mail, and I went and got the mail, and I brought the mail up. Now, I was always the one reading the mail to my mother. So, of course, like I said, I found this letter. I didn't know who it was from, but I read the letter, and the letter was to me. I was so pleased to have mail, and I read the letter, and the letter said, I can't wait to see you, because I'm going to tell you the truth of what's really going on. And it basically was saying that something wrong had happened and how this person was going to come and tell me the truth. Now, when I got to that one point in reading this letter, my mother said, wait, who's that? And she took the letter. Next thing I know, she said, go ahead and read your highlights. And she called my father, and he came. Next thing I know, we were moving from the Bronx. We were moving from near the Grand Concourse to Yonkers. We don't always know the reasons behind things. We don't always know exactly why things lead up to what they're leading up to. However, we do know that God has us on a consistent transition. Change is going to be made. Things are going to have to change in order to improve our circumstances. We as people know that in life we have to make changes, we have to improve. And generational curses, the different mistakes that we've made in the past, in order for us to improve them, sometimes we have to look at the problems, present them before us, and figure out a plan in which we're going to play part in to improve our circumstances. Because even with our mistakes, we can always improve upon our behavior or our actions, okay? Now, the stories that I present before you are really lessons in which we can all learn from. When we're learning these lessons, we can grow, we can persevere. Now, with all of these different lessons, if we are not presenting them or we're not looking at them to evaluate, it's like even in a day's process, you go through your day and you say, man, at the end of the day, did I do everything that I could have or should have done? You look at that, you heal from it, and you say, you know what, tomorrow will be a better day. I'm not going to make the same choices I made yesterday. These are all made for a reason. They're meant for reasons. They're meant for reasons of growth. We are all trying to grow. We're all trying to persevere. And, sometimes people have hurt us in the past, and hurt people, right? So with these pains, we're going to try to nurture this pain by growing through the experiences, okay? So that's been my word. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and please continue to give us a thumbs up whenever you deem possible. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.